I think it's time we have this conversation. This is not a PSA channel. This is not a channel strictly for advice or anything like that. I'm just a dude. And if there's anything you learn from me, and I hope that you don't learn a lot because I am not a genius by any means, but if there's anything that you can take back from what I say, is that you need to stop worshiping people and start admiring people. And once you do that, you'll be able to enjoy people and things a lot better. I feel like we live in an age where everything is seen under a microscope. And you cannot, if you have a large platform, it's really not in your best interest to slip up or mess up, because you're going to lose endorsements, you're going to lose deals, you're going to lose a following overnight. And we've seen this happen so many times. Even in the most recent times, you've seen people like James Charles, who outed himself, and then he lost makeup deals left and right. I always think it's a misconception that people think that this like whole stan culture thing just came after the Eminem song came out in 2002. Like before 2002, people were weird and psycho then, and it wasn't because of the internet, and it wasn't because of cell phones. People have always been crazy and obsessed. I know that there's like this big misconception. I know older people, they love to say that their poop doesn't stink. Sorry to use that analogy, but it's true. They really don't. They go back and they look at what their faves were doing, and none of them were doing really saint-like things either. You know, you got members of Led Zeppelin who were sleeping with teenagers, and most rock stars for that matter. Like, people are just not good. And the way that I see people not admire but worship them is just like, bro, y'all need to take a step back and like really consider who your role models should be. Throughout history, literally since the dawn of man, people have always just been about the other guy. Like, bro, I'm cool, but look at what this guy's doing. And then they always just like create like God figures within people, whether it be literal religious figures thousands of years ago, or just like a rock star that's just like hype, is just the man of the show. People have always been like, had this like mentality where we gotta, I don't know, be groupies for this guy and just like follow him and do whatever he wants. And that's fine. But as a result, we get crazy subgroups of fans and like fandoms that are scary people that do scary things, and they don't even think for themselves. They like think as a collective. Then you get your K-pop stans who are like these really mean young kids who just, you know, they go behind the face of a Korean pop star, and they just bully you to crap if you don't like what they like. You get your Barbs, who are Nicki Minaj's ride or die fans. Like, they're a ride or die to the part where Nicki's not even in the car and they still riding and dying. Like, I've literally seen Nicki Minaj go on live and have to put these people in timeout because they're acting out. And I think that the best example I can use when I'm talking about the whole situation when it comes to worshiping versus admiring is Kanye West. The reason being is from personal experience. I used to love the guy, seen him live, you know, got his merchandise, literally got the hat, you know what I mean? Like, I was a fan. I have his music, literally the poster, Dark Fantasy behind me over there. But the thing is over the years, we've seen him kind of turn into this like mentally ill, kind of reckless guy who just kind of says what he's feeling without any context or any real logical thought and thinking. And then you get these kids who just take it as like word of God, and it's like, y'all, this is not some role model. And as a result, I think that as a fan, like, I almost don't even associate. I can't tell, especially women. I can't tell people, but especially women, like, yo, I'm a fan of Kanye West, because they look at me weird, different. I think he's just a big case because of who he was. You know, this is a guy who was in the early 2000s, he was against the hip hop culture. He was kind of his like counterculture to the hip hop culture when rappers were wearing the baggy jeans and the big old football jerseys and the do-rags. This guy would be clean cut, button downs, Ralph Lauren, tight jeans, blocky shoes, and it was just like, that was just the look. Shutter shades, you know what I mean? It was just like colorful pastel colors, and it was, you know, it was guys like Pharrell Williams and him coming on the scene, bringing this like almost like, it was almost not a punk aesthetic, but it was just kind of their way of just kind of their interpretation of hip hop. But now it's hard, because now you just see like these narcissistic and like incel types, and just like kind of just bad kind of people who give off the bad vibes. And these are the type of people that are just like, Kanye West is the greatest artist of all time. Kanye West is the biggest musical genius we've ever seen. There will be no artist ever like Kanye West. And it's like, y'all, like, and listen, I want to make it very, very clear. I'm not here to bash anybody, and I'm not really here to make people feel bad either, because I literally like saw firsthand. I watched one of my friends like break down, and like watched them just be devastated for weeks, because they had a favorite artist who they literally followed. I mean, it was like a cult following that they would follow this dude. I mean, she's seen his live shows, like she probably seen like 100 or something. I don't know, something ridiculous. And then it came out that he was kind of a predator, and that he was stealing music from black artists and just like other artists in general. And yeah, people have been, she's talking about she had getting her tattoo removed. She's selling hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise. I mean, it was like a whole community of people that all came together because of this one dude, and now they all collectively hate him. And it's like, once again, don't worship, just admire. So thank you for letting me spill out my thoughts. Like I said, these have been in my head for a while, and I'm just glad that I can finally, you know, lay it out and explain how I'm feeling. So thank you, and I appreciate you all for watching.